Hello, hello, and welcome to Transcend-ing Tarotcast. Ba, ba, ba. All right, what do we have for the collective today? Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is all about having new ideas, sparks of ideas. It is connected to our mental plane, our mind, but it's about freshness within. It's about thinking in new ways and having all these new ideas coming forth, which is great with our monthly collective card, which is a Chariot, because that's about expressing our uniqueness. So that's just supporting that. Is like the new ideas that can come through, and it's part of this whole collective shift that we've been going through, and now we start planting the new seeds. Aries, you have the Three of Wands. This is a really good card for you because the Three of Wands is all about being a leader, which is kind of what you're born to be. But it's being a leader in uncharted territory. It's being a leader through experiences that there's no one else has been through those experiences before. So it's new for everyone, right? So you have to, as you lead, you're also discovering and exploring at the same time. So your monthly card was the Tower, and the Tower is all about deconstruction and destruction of the old things. And as you are deconstructing the old things, you are also going into discovery mode of new things. So this week for you is about that. It's about how can you destroy something within you, in a good way, to bring in this new sense of discovery and leadership. Taurus, Judgment. Judgment is always about self-awareness and observation. It's like being in purgatory, where you're in that in-between stage and you have to reflect back and see how you performed in life, right? And whether that means you're going to go into a great place afterwards or not a so great place afterwards. So the meaning of it really is self-awareness and observation. Now you have the World for the month, which means you're coming to an ending of a cycle. So this week, that's exactly what you need to do. It's like analyze, self-observe, self-reflect on the previous cycle that you're about to end. So when you start the new cycle, you know clearly the mistakes that you did and you don't want to repeat, the good things that you did and you do want to repeat. Gemini, Page of Wands. So you have the Fool. You're stepping into a new cycle altogether, and which is pretty great. It's always lighthearted, and there's no conditioning holding you back. There are no fears, no challenges yet, at least. But this week it's about learning some creativity things, some creative things, discovering new passions, sort of being the student of this new cycle. And what is this new cycle? How is this new cycle going to bring some passion into your life and some creative endeavors into your life? So it's exploring and learning. That's what this week is about for you. Cancer, King of Pentacles. You have Death, so it's a month of transformation. It's a month in which parts of you that don't serve anymore are going to pass away, and then you can be reborn. And what this week is asking you to do is to create some structure for this to be able to happen, for promote the happenings of the transformation by implementing some structure in your daily life, being grounded, and also very much connecting to the energies of Mother Earth, of the soil, the nature. Leo, Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands, you have the Devil for the month, which means you're still sort of lingering in the process of releasing the self-sabotaging behavior that the entire collective went through. But the Queen of Wands, the energy of the Queen of Wands, it's about really leading through your fire, right? She's fire and she flows with that fire. So she is creative, she is passionate at the same time that she's nurturing because she's still a queen. So as you look for the self-sabotaging behavior, it's almost like this week you're meant to counteract it with what brings you that passion that makes you feel alive and almost like seductive, you know, like that fire energy that makes you feel, whoa, yes. So once you get that whoa, yes, then from there you can start transforming the self-sabotaging behavior. Virgo, Two of Swords. So you have the Empress for the month. It's all about being in your divine feminine and flowing and finding the beauty in things and nurturing yourself and others. However, the Two of Swords is here to say that it's something that you're blocking off, that you don't want to see, that you don't want to face, that will stop you as well from getting into that Empress energy. So whatever it is that you're not wanting to face, that you're not wanting to deal with, that you've been ignoring, pushing to the side or putting under the carpet, you have to deal with it this week. Because if you don't deal with it this week, it will take you into a place of pain, and we don't want that, okay? Libra, Six of Wands. So this is the card of victory. Yay. You are in the hermit stage. You are in a hermit month where you're meant to understand the big picture of everything that's going around you and really connect with yourself by removing yourself from other people's energy, right? So this week, that is almost like it's enhanced by this Six of Wands. It's like you're going to be able to do it. You're going to be in a position where you feel like, yes, I can do this. So you have this supporting energy behind you to achieve the things you need to do with a hermit. Scorpio, the Empress. Nice. So we are in a month of the Hierophant where we're meant to be looking into the teachings, whether we're meant to be receiving teachings or giving teachings, and these connected to institutions in life. Let's remind ourselves that institutions can be anything, whether it's a school, whether it's a government, whether it's a family unit, right? Whether it's a friendship group. So the Empress energy here is almost like we need to be still going through this process of the teachings, but we want to do it with grace. We want to do it with flow. We want to do it with nurturing attitude, a loving attitude, a caring attitude for yourself and for the ones involved. Just loving. Sagittarius, Queen of Swords. So you are in the month of the moon. You're meant to be diving into your subconscious, working a little bit with your shadows and start releasing these shadows. What the Queen of Swords represents is actually a connection with the intellect that comes with the flow of thinking, right? So she is very honest. She's super honest. She's the most honest of them all because she says it as it is, almost sometimes into a rude way if necessary. But she uses her mind. So what we want to do this week is actually use your intellect, actually use your mind to observe this subconscious process. So it's almost like you have to divide yourself. In the old days, people would have think you were crazy, but just get your mind divided, and one side is the subconscious trying to bring this information, and the other side is your analytical mind processing this information into coherent thinking. So things that can help you this week are journaling and just speaking your truth to others. Actually expressing what's going on to others might help you put your thoughts in a more coherent way as well. Capricorn, King of Cups. So Capricorn, you're going to have an amazing month. You have the sun. We already know that's all about bringing in the joy and the vitality and laughter. And actually, we really need laughter in the world right now for everyone, for the collective. So this month, you're in charge of bringing that for people. And the King of Cups, he's the most emotional of the kings. He's very in touch with his emotions, but he's also very grounded with his emotions. All right, so he understands his feelings and he grounds his feelings in a way to create that structure that helps you navigate the feelings. So while you're in this joyous mood and you have the King of Cups, it's about grounding that joy in a way that you can pass it on to others as well and implement it more within yourself. You know, when you ground something in, you're almost starting to embody it in a stronger way. Because once you ground it, it becomes part of your subconscious. It becomes more natural. So that's what you need to do this week. Start grounding that joy in. Aquarius, 6 of Swords. So you have justice for this month. You're meant to be sort of allowing people's opinions to come through so you can understand what is actually fair for everyone and not just for yourself. And even though we are in the collective working on unique gifts, that's kind of like what you already do normally. So for you, it's almost the opposite. It's like, you know what your unique gift is. So your role right now is to actually let other people see what other people's unique gifts are and help them integrate that in a way that is fair for everyone. But the 6 of Swords is a card of sort of like recovery and leaving and retreating. So possibly actually moving away, not forever, for a period of time. So you might need this week to just take a break. Just have a little bit of a, you know, break from your mission on this planet. Yeah, and at the same time, it's in this break that you can get your thoughts together to understand this fairness that we've been talking about. Pisces, 4 of Swords. So you have the Emperor for the month. You're meant to be creating structure for yourself. And strategizing, making plans, all of these things that we spoke about. And the 4 of Swords says you actually need a mental break. So if you have already started making these plans and they're already in place, this means this week you rest, right? Either way, however you have been doing this week, you're going to have to rest, because this card usually comes when we are on the verge of either a burnout or falling into a sort of semi-depressive state. So we want to honor the needing of rest, especially of the mind, if the mind is overthinking. And while you rest, sometimes when you do rest, then the ideas start coming through. So if you have been trying to plan things and you just giving yourself a little bit of a time, and then you rest, and suddenly in that rest, in that stillness, the right thing comes and you're like, oh yeah, that's how I need to do it. So that's what you need to do this week, is be in stillness. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. And if you like this, do a like, a share, a follow, all of these things. And I shall see you next week. Lots of love.